Hi, I'm Teresa Norton, and I want to welcome you, along with my dear friend and colleague Ricky Nowak, to this series of short conversations where we share examples of the sorts of challenges that our clients have faced. We are both senior executive coaches. We have different sorts of approaches, but in this series, we're going to ask one another, how would you handle this situation? How would you handle that?
I'd love to kick this conversation off with you, Teresa, and talk to you about my client who's a 35-year-old associate in a law firm. She really wants to scale quickly, and typical to that, she's high achieving, she wants exceptional results, and she wants it all now. The problem with that is her communication skills are not nearly as good as her technical skills. And she feels that the firm is focusing too much on comm skills rather than her IQ, which she was employed for in the first place. In other words, they're trying to make her into something she's not, and she's not quite happy with that. So my question to you is, Teresa, how would you handle that one?
Well, Ricky, let's see. You know that I like to always start with a workplace Big Five psychometric. That's sort of ground zero foundation for me. And it sounds to me like her fears about coming across authentically will be addressed by me asking her, how is this working for you? How is this style of communication that you're using at the present time working for the people around you? I suspect that it's not working so well, or she probably would not be coming to us asking for advice. It sounds like she's high on self-needs, probably more interested clearly in her own success than what the culture of the company is. And I would suggest to her that if we explore her communication as a way of developing an influencing skill, it will help for her to open up her mind to making some changes in the way she communicates. Sometimes if we've got somebody who's high on self-needs, if we can align the needs of the business or of their team with their objectives, in her case, I'm sure she'd like to have a partnership in this law firm, then she will perhaps be more open to exploring changes. The best way that I find to get those changes pinpointed is to bring in a professional actor and do a directed role play. And it gives her an opportunity to experiment with a variety of different ways of communicating and getting her point across to people. And we can experiment with this so that she can find ways that feel authentic to her but are also effective. Ultimately, you need to explore the question, what sandbox are you playing in? And if you're working for an organization where communication skills are highly valued, then either you need to find a way to develop new strategies for your communication, or you may need to find another sandbox. And that's probably how I would handle it, Ricky.
What I loved hearing about that is a different type of approach, and I celebrate with you the fact that aligning new communication approaches with achieving personal goals have to be side by side. And when people get that, they love that because it qualifies them professionally and personally. The second thing I really liked from what you were saying about how you would handle it, Teresa, is balancing their own authenticity with being effective. And we often underestimate the importance of bringing authenticity to the platform or to the workplace or wherever it is. So the emphasis on that is really very important to be mindful of as a coach and also as a coachee. How authentic actually are you in delivering your work? And the last one that you talked about, which sandbox are you playing in? That brings up all sorts of things for people, especially now during COVID, because people have to decide if the company values and the company culture is actually a good fit for them right now. And if it's not a good fit for them, there is no better time now to have the conversation with your employer, no better time to have the conversation with your coach and ultimately explore that to the nth degree. The beauty of these conversations, certainly, Teresa, and with you who are listening, is the fact that there are many ways in which we can coach each other and be there for each other. And while your approach and mine may be different, it's about finding your authenticity and what's right for you. We're going to have different ways of managing the situation, but they have to be the right ones for us. So the opportunity to have these conversations, of course, you model it according to what's going to work for you and your relationship with your particular client. That's what's going to work. While we've had success in the way in which we do it, we're not saying to you, you have to do that in the right way. We love to share these ideas, and we want to hear your ideas. What would you do? How would you handle that? Of course, we serve by sharing and we learn by listening.
Thanks so much for joining us. Thank you, Ricky.
Thank you.